We're making indie anime in Blender. Don't forget to like and subscribe and support this project on Patreon. Let's go. So this week I'm going to be taking some time off. I got a freelance gig that's about 2 weeks long. So in the meantime, I decided I wanted to see if I could slam out a quick shot here for final. So this was a discovery for me because I didn't realize how difficult it would be to basically rotoscope straight lines, but it was pretty hard. It was pretty challenging. I had a ruler on screen. I prefer to use a ruler. The straight line tools in TV Paint are a little counterintuitive, and they might have changed, but essentially the oldest methods are usually the best. So I just traced over top of this. So essentially, this scene I set up this hallway, and I'm not rotoscoping the entire hallway as is. I'm actually doing an older method where essentially you're essentially just drawing everything in perspective and then running a loop. So I've essentially duplicated the layers and offset the timing for everything so that I only have to draw like one of each element, right? And then once I do that full loop, I can go back in and essentially just loop it in the shot and I get everything else for free, right? It's just a way of, it's an old method, but it's a way to, reintroduce that authenticity while also saving myself a lot of work. So I know a lot of you are saying, well, this is CG already, so why not just run it in CG? I mean, yeah, again, that's something that I could have done, and the shot would have been finished, right? But I wanted to emulate that old school workflow, and so I did put myself through a little bit of extra work in order to make it something that felt authentic, and that's really, I think, with art, it's always a calculation of like how authentic do you want it to be? How do you want the piece to feel? Do you want to just cut corners? Where do you want to cut corners? You're always going to be cutting corners, especially in animation. And so for me, it was just a way to say, I'm going to cut corners, but I'm going to do it in the way that they would have done it. And just use the rotoscoping as a way to sort of make my life easier so I didn't have to like hand draw everything from scratch, right? So you can see here I'm just doing the fills on the elements that are going to actually be overlaid on the cell. So this will be comped the same way that I usually comp everything. The line art will be on its own cell with the fills comped underneath. And then I actually made a background for the hallway, and I put in some modularity so that it looks like basically what they would have done, which is painted a gradient in the scene. You can see that in the footage from the front end of the clip, and also here in the background as we finish up.